Finally, I'm coming back to the city. It's been months since I came back here. I'm very anxious to see how my friends are, and also how the city is. Okay, I'm finally arriving here. Look, thank you very much for everything. Now I'm going to leave here, but he's coming here too. He said, I don't know why you wanted to come back, but be careful. I wanted to come back because I belong to this city. I just didn't understand why the sky is red. Besides that, everything here is normal. It looks like he's finally going to leave here. It's good that he cared about me, but he doesn't need to worry. Everything here is really normal. The city is under control. So now I'm going to take my vehicle. I'm having trouble starting it, but I finally managed to do it, and now I'm coming up here in front. Wait, but what happened to the city? Dude, why is there so much destruction? Seriously, I don't know what happened here, but there really was a lot of destruction in the city. Okay, I'm going to park my car right here. I want to know why everything is destroyed. Can you tell me that? But now he just left here and is coming to hide. He acts like I'm dangerous, but I really don't understand why they're scared. But now there's a guy coming here. Finally, he's going to explain what's happening. He said, everything is fine. Come see your friends. Okay, this is really weird, but let's go. But now there's a vehicle arriving right here. He got out aiming the shotgun, and now he ran away. Dude, what did you do? I don't understand why you did this to me. That guy was going to explain what happened. He said, don't talk to people without masks. They're not human. Okay, this is really weird. Can you explain to me what's happening to the city? Okay, I'm going to follow him with my car. And now we're finally arriving back in the city to my neighborhood. And you can see that everyone here is wearing masks. This guy is wearing a mask. So maybe he's human. But now I finally arrived here, and it looks like now we're getting here to this bunker. Dude, what happened to the city? Everything is very destroyed, and nobody tells me why all of this is happening. Not even this guy tells me what's going on. Okay, it looks like I'm going to have to jump up here. So I arrived here, and now we're finally entering inside here. Okay, now I went down here, and dude, we're in a bunker. He's looking here. But finally a person appears who is my friend, and apparently he's wearing a mask. He said, I have 2 questions. Who are you? And what happened last summer? These questions don't make sense. I don't understand why I have to answer them. They seem like random questions. But now he's aiming this item here. Okay, I'm going to answer this. My name is Wheelix, and last summer there was a giant slide in Brookhaven. But why do you want to know this? Now they finally opened this door. I think it's time to explain to me what's really happening. I want to know what really happened to the city, and I also want to know when this happened. Finally, he's going to explain this to me. He said, there are humans and non-humans. I call them anomalies. Okay, but what do these anomalies do? So far, you haven't explained this properly, but now he's arriving right here, exactly at the television channel. But now a journalist is appearing here. I don't know what he's doing. He said, be careful, they're imitating everything, but they take time to imitate new things, so all humans are wearing masks. Okay, this is much more bizarre than it seems. This means that there are practically no more humans, since almost all the people I saw here were without masks. Seriously, this is scary. But do you know how many humans there are in the city? Unfortunately, he doesn't know. Okay, I have to leave here to explore the city. But now he arrived here, and he's going to hand me this weapon. Okay, thank you, but I don't need this. I simply will never need a weapon. And he also picked up this box here. It must have my mask. Okay, now I'm like this. I'm really ready to go for it. If you want, come with me. It will be really good to have someone coming with me here so we can survive all of this. Now I'm going to jump up here, and he also ended up jumping. Look, let's go to my car because I have to refuel it. Seriously, my car is almost out of gas. So I'm coming up here in front. But the journalist said that they take time to copy humans. What will happen if one day they manage to copy the masks? He said that will definitely be the end because that's the only way we can identify ourselves. And it looks like there are 2 people up ahead. From what it looks like, they're talking. But he noticed that I'm back here and he's simply watching me. Look, I'm wearing a mask. Literally, I'm human. So he's not worried anymore and went back there to talk to the market guy. I wonder what they're doing. But now I'm coming here to the gas station. It's good that you helped me do this because I'm very scared. I'm afraid of finding some anomaly here. So now I finally ended up arriving here and I'm going to leave the van right in this spot. Okay, I'm going to press this button and the van is being refueled. Meanwhile, I'm coming here with this guy to the convenience store. Let's buy some candy. I'm going to get this chocolate because it looks really good. And he's also getting food. But he's looking back here and there's a person here. Wait, but he's without a mask. Literally, he's not wearing a mask. Okay, what do I do in a situation like this? So he grabbed this weapon and now he's coming here to talk to this guy. Now he finally ended up leaving. It's really good that he left here, but he's still watching us. Why do they seem to be afraid of weapons? But he's looking here. He said they copy our emotions and pretend to be afraid. Okay, this is really scary, and it looks like he already left. He's not in this area anymore. Okay, now let's go back home. Dude, will it never get daylight? We've been in the Brookhaven night for a long time, and it doesn't get daylight at any moment. This is much weirder than it seems. But now everything is very dark. I can't see anything. Seriously, it's very hard to see anything up ahead. This is really almost impossible. But the car turned off. Dude, how did this car turn off out of nowhere? This really doesn't make sense. I'm coming here to check the gas, but I don't know how to check this. Luckily, he arrived here, and it looks like he has gas. It's good to refuel this so we can finally continue the trip. But meanwhile, I'm observing everything that's around here. How did the gas run out if I just refueled the car? Wait, but there's a person here. Look, you're without a mask, so don't come any closer. He said, I'm human, help me, please. Wait, you even talk, so you can come here because you're human. But now he arrived here, and he's shooting, so now he ran away. Dude, what did you do? He was human, literally he talked to me, and even so you scared this guy away. He said, they also talk. The only way to identify a human is by checking if they're wearing a mask. Okay, this is really weird. So this person who's here is not human, and actually is one of them. This guy must be an anomaly, but he simply ran away. Dude, did you notice that he didn't get scared? He simply started running, but he was running while he was happy. Could that be another way to identify them? And he agreed with that. Okay, this is really good. It's good to know that there are more ways to identify these anomalies. So let's get back here to the vehicle. And now it's finally turning on. Okay, this is really good. I'm starting to suspect that that guy at the gas station took the gas out of the car. That must have been what happened for this car to run out of gas. So finally I came back home, and you can see that now it's not that dark, which is really good. I can finally see what's happening here in the neighborhood. But now there's a guy right here who's wearing a mask, and he started training. From what it looks like, he's part of our team. So he arrived over there. So I'm arriving here too, but I still don't know how many humans there are in the city. I wanted to know if there are 10 or if there are 100 humans, but apparently he doesn't know. So I think I'm going to talk to this guy because he's already even right here behind. I'll go there to get to know more humans. So he understood that and finally left from here. So I've never seen you before, but you look like a good person, especially because you're wearing a mask. He said, let's go. I'll introduce you to my friends. Okay, let's go. I'm very anxious to meet more humans. This will definitely be really cool. So he's arriving here in my vehicle and he's going to drive it. Okay, let's go. I want to meet your friend. Just turn on the car and simply drive. But from what it looks like, he doesn't want to do that. Dude, why aren't you driving? Okay, let me drive this and I'll take you wherever you want. So he finally left from here. Dude, driving is the most human thing possible and it's also very easy. How do you not know how to do this? But now I'm arriving up here. Dude, tell me where your friends are. So he left from here. Now he's going up ahead and he's calling me over here. Okay, I'm going to follow you. I want to meet your friends. And now he's taking me up here. I can already see the people there. There are 2 humans up ahead, but they're without masks. Dude, this is really weird. Why are they without masks? Don't tell me you're also an anomaly. Okay, I grabbed this weapon and you can see that the 2 of them ran away and he also ended up running away. Okay, everything that happened here was bizarre. I had no idea that they were anomalies. Okay, now I'm going back here to the van. Everything that happened to me was bizarre. Luckily, I'm prepared for this and I won't fall into these traps at all. Now there are 2 anomalies here. This guy is definitely not human, or even this other one who's asking for money. So I'm going to ignore them. And now I'm coming up here because there's a person right here, but he's different because he's wearing a mask. He's observing what's happening to the city. There's even a fallen tree here. Dude, you're simply human. So welcome to the city. Actually, I'm not sure if you're human or not, because the last anomaly I found was literally wearing a mask. Masks don't prove that you're human. Tell me what you did last summer. He said, I went to a beach in Miami, and then I woke up and found out that everything was a dream. Okay, you must be human, but don't trust anyone anymore. I think it would be better for us to leave here because there are 2 anomalies spying on us. So he's coming here in my car. I'm going to take you to our secret base. So I'm coming up here. Dude, everything that's happening here is bizarre. So finally I came back to the base. Okay, I'm arriving right here. But dude, be careful. I don't understand how you were walking through the streets as if you weren't in danger. But now a person arrived here. Look, he's human. You can ask him several questions, because meanwhile I'm going to go down here. This friend of mine is right here. Dude, we have to leave this city now. We can't stay here forever. This place is very dangerous. He said, every day the military comes to take only one person, and they check if he's human. But recently the anomalies started going there too. Okay, I was going to ask why you still haven't left, but I think now this makes more sense. They're right here behind, and it looks like he's welcome here at the base. So much that he's sitting eating apples. You still haven't told us what you're doing here. You're definitely not from this city. He said, I came to study the virus that is in the city, but I still haven't been able to figure out where it comes from. Now this friend of mine is going down here and is coming to the gym. Literally, they have a gym and he's also going down there. But I have a very important warning. I found an anomaly that was wearing a mask, so it's no longer useful to wear these masks. He said, of course it is. They copy you if you don't wear a mask. Okay, this is really scary. I would never imagine that something like this would happen. Now 3 months have passed and I'm planting the things we're going to eat, because we eat the things we plant ourselves. After all, we can't leave the house. Literally, we're wearing masks. Our goal is to live as long as possible without leaving here. We'll only leave here if we fail this mission. And even he agreed, and now he went back to work here. But I'm leaving here to rest because I'm very tired, and we have no idea of when everything will go back to normal. But now I'm going up here. Wait, but what's happening? It looks like it's finally getting daylight here in Brookhaven after several months. It's been a few months since it got daylight here in Brookhaven. We have to go outside now. So the 2 of us are coming here. We really have to leave. But he's looking here. He said, don't forget the rules. That's true. I almost forgot that. I'm coming here to get my clothes that are stored here in my bedroom. Okay, this way I'm unrecognizable. I always end up going out like this to avoid problems. So we're finally leaving, and now we're going to go up here. Okay, I just arrived here, and now I'm jumping up here, and you can see that it's finally getting daylight, and there's also a helicopter arriving here in the city. Finally, the military is coming back, and maybe they'll be able to help me. This is the helicopter that my friend was talking about, and from what it looks like, it's coming in our direction. It looks like we'll finally be rescued. All of us will be saved here in Brookhaven. We'll be able to live a normal life away from this virus that's in the city. He said, I still think this is a trap, and the pilot is an anomaly. I think you're being very pessimistic. Maybe this is our salvation. So this military guy arrived here to save us. Dude, I already know how I'm going to check if this is real. I'm going to ask a very specific question. So the 2 of us are arriving here, and I have a question for you. We want to finally leave the city. Can the 2 of us go on this? And apparently he agreed. But wasn't the limit just 1 person? Because now it changed, and 2 people can go on this. Seriously, this doesn't make sense. And from what it looks like, he was left speechless, and now he grabbed this weapon, and the military guy simply ran away. Okay, what happened here was bizarre. We found out that this military guy was actually another anomaly. Luckily, you saved me and warned me about the dangers. Wait, but what's this? There's a scientist coming here. I don't know why, but he came inside here. Dude, let's go, because he doesn't look like an anomaly. He's right here in front, and he's writing something. So, stay out here because I'm going to go down there to find out what's happening. So I just arrived here. Dude, tell me what's happening. So he's looking here, and he's a real scientist, especially because he has emotions. He said, I'm studying this city. It's very simple, and it looks like there's another person down here, which is exactly this guy who's studying everything that happened to the city. He's checking everything that's down here, and he found something here. So the scientist came back here, and now I'm coming here too to find out what's happening. Dude, what are you doing here? He's looking at me. He said, I never said I was going to stay forever in your house, and you're really right, but tell me what you've discovered so far. But they ignored me. Could this green liquid on the ground be what started everything that happened to the city since then? But now from what I noticed, it's starting to get dark, which is terrible. Now it's completely night. Okay, I'm going to leave here. I'm simply running away. So, it's better to go back home because it's starting to get dark. This means that something terrible is going to happen. Whenever it gets night, everything ends up getting worse. So the two of us are running back here. We have to get home before it gets dark, and now it's night. Seriously, I hate the night. So I'm finally arriving here too. And now let's go down here. We have to close this door again. Finally, he's closing this, and now it's finally closed. But our friend ended up arriving here. He said, where's that guy with a mask? Look, I'm really sorry, but he's a traitor. He ended up running away from here, and now he's no longer helping us. But now the scientist is coming here. He said, wait a bit, I'm going to take some photos for 1 or 2 hours. So now he's coming right here. I can't believe he's going to take photos. So now he's coming up front, and this mountain is really beautiful. I think I understand why he's taking photos. But this helicopter ended up flying away, and now it just escaped from here and left the scientist behind, so much that the scientist is coming back, and now he just fell to the ground because he's very scared, and there's an anomaly coming here. I'm sure he's an anomaly. Okay, I have to save him now. So I'm leaving the house, and I'm coming here in my van. I can't let him attack the scientist. The scientist is a very important person. So I ended up arriving here, and it's better for you to leave here. You can see that he got scared, and now he just ran away from here. Wait, you're a human. Okay, I didn't know that. Literally, that guy was human. But scientist, are you okay? I can help you get out of here. Finally, he stood up. He said, there's no way to get out of here. The boat only comes every 3 months. Wait, if this is true, that means the boat will come soon, because I arrived in the city on this boat. But now literally 3 months have passed. Today is the day that completes 3 months since I've been here. I wanted to know who this guy is. There's simply a human here, but I don't know if he's a human. He acts like a human. But now I grabbed this weapon, and he got scared, and now he ran away from here. Okay, I think this guy, and also that guy from before weren't people. The anomalies are really evolving, and are acting like real humans. So, get in here in the van. We have to go there now. So he finally got in here. I'm going to take you to this boat, especially because you're a good person who definitely studied a lot about this virus that's in the city. To this day, I don't know much about this virus. But now I'm arriving right here. I ask that you stay out here. These are the bunker rules. You have to stay here until everyone who's down here approves your entry into the bunker. He's simply looking back there. Okay, this is a bit weird. From what it looks like, he's taking photos. But for some reason, he's not using the camera properly, especially because the flash isn't even on. But now I'm arriving right here. I wonder why that guy left with a helicopter. But now I arrived down here. So, I brought one more human. So finally my friend came here. He said, did you check if he's really human? Yes, I definitely checked that, and he's right up there. But now an anomaly is passing here. He acts like a human, but he didn't attack the scientist. Why did that happen? Dude, there's no way this scientist is an anomaly. That's basically impossible unless they've evolved a lot. So he left from here and even jumped this wall because he has a question to ask. He said, what did you do last summer when you were on the moon? I know these questions seem random, but they're very important because he can make up a story about the day he was on the moon. And if he does that, it's because he's really an anomaly. He said it was cool, but it was very tiring. Okay, he really is an anomaly, and he grabbed this weapon. So the scientist got scared, and now he ran away from here. I didn't know he was an anomaly. Dude, this is scary. Maybe that's why that guy left with the helicopter. But he told me something very curious. He talked about the boats, and maybe this really is the only way to leave the city. So all of us are coming here in the van, and now let's go. But we have to go very carefully. We don't know where there might be anomalies. Now I'm coming to the same place where I arrived in the city, and this guy saw us. So now he's coming here in this vehicle, but there's a problem. These anomalies don't drive. Literally, they can't drive. Dude, there are really a lot of anomalies here in the city. But now I'm arriving up front because it's really completing 3 months since the day I arrived in the city, and maybe a boat will end up coming back here. All of us are coming here. I hope that scientist was right. He said, why do you think an anomaly would tell the truth? If it really copied a person's emotions, maybe it also copied the memories. So the person whose memories it copied knows about a boat that comes to the city every 3 months. And there really is a boat coming here. He's even looking back there. And finally there's a boat arriving here. And it looks like the anomaly was really right. And unbelievably, I was right. These anomalies really do copy even memories. So now we're finally going to leave here. But this military guy stood up and is holding a weapon. He said, first of all, how are your vacations on Mars? We didn't go to Mars. Actually, we're humans. Everyone here knows what's going on because we also use these questions. So now we're finally escaping from here and we're officially going to another city. And guys, if you want to add me on Roblox, just become a channel member and then I'll add you on Roblox.